Hello Tech Genius, I am Ravi. Have you ever imagined a place where learning is as dynamic as the technology shaping your world? Then here's a deal. With iMatix, you can make sure the learning is exciting, impactful right from the beginning. You have interactive sessions with expert-led courses. In the world of tech, from data science to cloud computing, it's not just about a session, it's about doing, building, learning by solving real problems. So let's get started. We have things called like sales item which we sell to the customers, right? If I am the Chroma or Reliance Digital, I'll be selling laptops, electronic items. Those are my sales item. Now after sales item, you have something called revenue category also. From which category you are generating the revenue, be it by selling electricity, be it by selling your services, financial services or some products. A group of products, that is called your revenue category. Clear with this terminology, revenue category and this sales item. We have few more things like payment terms. Payment term is nothing but in how many days the customer will pay us back. Suppose we are creating the customer invoice. We immediately use our credit card and pay them right. And after settling the payment 3-4 days from the bank, they get the payment in their account. That's how it works. It's not like immediately you have used your credit card and they will get the payment in their account. At the end of the day in their punching machine, right? When you swipe your credit card, there is a code which they have to punch. It runs a settlement process in the back end for all of the transactions happened in the day. And then that machine sends the information to bank. Bank proceeded, check with our bank details and then process the entire amount. After cutting 2% commission, or for MX it is 4%, but for all of the credit card, Visa and Master they charge 2%. And they deduct their 2% commission and 4% commission accordingly. And then they process the remaining payment to the client. That's an extra thing, I'm telling you. That's why you see Visa and Master are like financial services company which earns in millions and billions of dollars without doing anything. They just hand over. They just give this Visa technology to the bank. Bank uses their punching machine or credit card machine. And then this is how they earn Visa and Master. They get 2-3 cent, 3 cent and a max charge 4 cent from the clients for giving their machine and all those things. That's a separate thing. But that is a payment term. In how many does the customer will pay? In real world, it would be somewhere around the 10 days, 15 days, 30 days, 60 days also. Depending on the contract we have signed, the client. Now other thing, customer category and customer growth. What kind of category this customer belongs to? That is called customer category. It can be from a retail category. It can be from a corporate category. It can be from some other XYZ categories of customers. Then group of customers. Like we say, group of countries. G7 are like a countries group or a developing countries group. You can call it. And then it was G8. Then they took out Russia from it and it became G7. G7 is the kind of group where they discuss the economic things, environment and all the stuff. It's a group of customers. While creating the customer, a customer category is mandatory. You cannot skip the customer category at all. You can skip the customer group if you want. You can add multiple customer groups, but customer category cannot be skipped and there can be only 1 minute. Revenue category. I just said we created one, but let's skip that one and we'll say the category which is like by selling softwares. We'll create softwares updated. Software updated. Something like this. Text applicability. If any VAT applies to this revenue category or text applies, then you can pick that value from here by saying input VAT or GST. You can put VAT, GST, whatever it is, but we'll not select it as a form. We'll create some basic items first. Spend category mapping is for when you create intercompany transactions. What happens in intercompany? Because when you create the customer invoice, the system has to create a corresponding supply invoice also automatically. For that purpose, we have to map it with a spend category only if it is an intercompany revenue category. You know about intercompany transactions, right? You are clear with that. India is doing something with Wipro US. Like for big four companies or for any PPO companies, how it works is that, for example, Deloitte India, they don't get the project directly. Deloitte US get the project from US clients or other clients. Then they reach out to Deloitte India for resourcing people. Then Deloitte India sends the billing to Deloitte US, not to the client. US, that this is how many hours our resources work. Remember, like we have to punch in our timesheets. I'm not sure which software you use, but all of us may be using or submitting every week at times like 9 hours every day. That is what we are cloaking to our counterpart in US, and then they are charging the same to clients. This is how the cycle works. This skip. If you want to make it inactive for now, click on it and it will be inactive. But we will not do that right now. Related Workday uses. If this revenue category is for a particular fund for a division, belongs to a gift, belongs to some XYZ work tag, then we can select that value here. Otherwise we can hit. But before that, remember where is that? Before that, what's happening here? Why? I'm not sure. Why is pressing my two fingers on the keypad? It's just minimizing all the screens. We'll look into the functionality of this new laptop later on. But let me copy this. Software updated new. And then we have to change the reference ID. This is a system generated reference ID. And as I said earlier, you use reference IDs while uploading book data in the system, or the integration team uses it for connecting with the third-party apps which is outside of Workday. Clear on this reference ID. We'll just add as a protocol or methodology, you can call it. We remove the spaces with underscore. Revenue category is done. Now we'll create the sales item. Again, it's very easy. Create sales item. Sales item name. As we are creating softwares, let's create something like Workday software. We'll name it like Workday Financial Finance module that we are selling to the clients. revenue category which we just created software. We can use this one, updated new. We can use this one if you want to give in the description. This is for companies who uses Workday Financial. Something like this. And real world, or when you will be on projects, this information would be given by clients to you. You don't have to create yourself your own sales item. Everything or the field information you are seeing here, every single detail on the screen would be given by your clients to you. And then you have to key in that information to the EIBs or ILO. If you want to identify this with a unique number, alpha unique number, you can do that. We'll say Workday Financial Services. If it's part of a sales item group, you can do that. Sales item is in a bundle. Just like I purchased the laptop. With this laptop, I had a charger. Earlier, they used to give some like mouse also and some other items. But nowadays they don't give. Similarly, if you buy something with your say mobile, then you get a headset. Then you get a charger, but these days companies are doing cost cutting. They don't give headset or hands-free as we call it in Indian language. And they just give you a charger. If it's a part of a bundle, that's why it says if this sales item is a bundle, it is not fulfillment required. I'll show you when we'll start the customer contract with you tomorrow. Renewable. If it is renewable, suppose this sales item was supposed to be there for 1 year only. But after 1 year, do you think it will be renewed? Or there are chances that we would use the sales item again to sell it to the customers. If yes, then click on this checkbox. Otherwise, keep it blank. And we'll skip this information here for now. Again, your tax applicability, just like the reliability thing. If you want to use it, then skip it. Unit of measure is each module or each financial water software that we sell to the clients. Unit of measure is useless. I don't know why they have kept it. I have asked Workday also. But it's like, just it is there, it is for the sake of it. It doesn't do anything. I'll show you in demo also. No need to select the unit of measure 2 again. It's like you're buying water bottle. Each water bottle costs you 20 rupees. But if you want to say, I want to buy this in liters also, or in a box also, or in a bundle also, that you can also do. You can say it's a bag or a box with some bottles. Then you will mark this in a bundle. It's a part of bundle where we have 12 bottles or 10 bottles. Enable bulk quantity pricing. If this item we would be selling in bulk, then we can mark this as enable bulk only pricing. Currency and unit price. What would be the unit price? Like in how many rupees or dollars we would be selling it to the client. Let's say 1000. And currency would be USD. How do you want to recognize the revenue? We will say on invoice. We will only use accrued and deferred for now. Just invoice. And again, if you want to give some related information, that's fine. Then as part of good practice, copy this and we'll change the reference ID. We'll go on these 3 dots. Integration ID, edit reference ID, and then we'll change the reference ID. Sales item is done. Now we'll create the customer category and customer group. Maintain customer category. Right now we'll just click on this plus button here and we'll give a category called US Customers category. Something like this. I'm just making it up. It can be anything. Again, all this information will be given to you by your client. You don't have to worry about it. After that, maintain customer group. We would say again US customer group, just to make it unique. And after payment terms, I'll show you that. The reference ID stuff also. We'll say maintain payment terms. It's a task. We just have this money only, which is good. We'll create our own. You must be wondering, what is this 2 to send 10 at 30? It means the actual payment date is net 30. But if client pays within 10 days to us, we'll give a 2% discount. I'll tell you that also, that how to find the discount date, by when they will pay and by when we'll give them a discount. Let's say we don't have 10 and 2%, right? We'll say net 5% discount, or you can say 5% discount. At 10 means if you pay within 10 days from the due date, then we'll give you a 5% discount and we'll send that 30. Discount percent, what I said is 5%. Discount is a 10. Now I'll give you a demo here. Rule type is, actually, let me just say transaction date. Let me see if the transaction date is 20 sin. What was the due date? If you pay, if you pay, if you pay, the due date is from 20 of May. Actually, it's May old 20. If we do need transaction, we create sending invoice to the customer. Then he has to pay by 21st of June. 30 days here. We are giving 30 days here. That's how the system comes to know that how many days we are talking in the really. And percentage, how it will show if the discount percent. I'll show you that. I'll show you that too also. There is a such thing called record customer payment. And there I'll show you that it will calculate the discount amount automatically. And it will show you the amount also, that this is the discount amount we are giving to the clients. Hopefully today itself we can see that. Now let's say here. Now let's go to the integration ID. Right. We call something called integration ID. You run this report. You select a business object. For example, I want to see a customer group or company. Let's say company. I want to see company's reference ID. Hit here. And as you can see, the business object name is company. This is the instance name. And other details. This is the reference ID. Company ID setup is as GMS USA company. And if you want to search Twitter, I believe we had set up that company only. Remember the name of the company, Twitter or something else. We're prone. It was Twitter something. It's a Twitter. Then why Twitter is not here? Who deleted our Twitter? Where is Twitter? Where did it go? I think the tenant got changed. That's why all these things, earlier things, are not here now. It's there. Why then it's not coming? Maybe because of some functionality. I don't know, or some issue. But ideally it's there. And it should have shown. This is how you go to this indication report. Let's go back again. This time we'll say customer group. And I can see the reference IDs of all of the customer groups here, as we have not changed. It's still less. Customer group system, but you will say we did not see the function to change the reference ID for customer group or custom category. You go to something called this, maintain reference ID. Because if I go back, I'll just show you. First of all, we show that maintain customer group. Now you see, you don't have any field here, but if you go here, next to my open glass, here also, if you click on this, and you will come here, edit references. This is like one by one. If you go here, US underscore, what if you want to change in bulk? For that also we have an option. US customer group will go to a place called or a report called maintain reference ID. We'll type customer group now. And we'll set none of the above. It is only one. Don't get. Let's reply why it's only showing one. Actually, initially when I started learning at that time, I'm telling you there's thousands of values. And when I clicked on this, I thought I needed a blender mistake somewhere, and it's showing me one only. Then somebody told me, when calm down, just saying request page number. In one page, there's just information for a hint of total values are 10 only. You have to focus on this one. There are 10 customer groups in one. I was my light. Half, really. In India, as you call it, getting restless. Like what? Blunder I did. Where were all the values? But we have to go slow down sometime. And we have to read it carefully. Now you will see it here. We'll have that option, see all the 10 items. You can see the reference it values here. And for us customer group also, whatever we have changed, if you want to change for this, it's somewhere else. I don't want to change it, but you can change things in the software underscore industry. Now we'll set up the customer. Setting up customer is very easy. We'll say create customer. Easy. And whatever values we have contributed for, we'll use all of them. Let's say create customer. Tesla car. If you want to create from a business entity, means a bank, tax it, or institution, then you can select it from here. But I have not seen anyone using this field. There are many fields and information sometimes which is irrelevant for all of us. We don't need to particularly go to every field and see what we've done here. From learning, from knowledge perspective, it's fine. But we don't need to select everything while we do configurations. Status is active. If you want to keep it in hold or inactive, you can change the status from here. Customer category. Now we would select that customer category. This customer category is marked within a red aesthetic sign. This is a mandatory value. And you cannot have more than one value here. You can just have only one value here. But if you go to customer group, you can see you can select multiple values here. There is no such restriction on the customer website. That's an interview question also. Like people who show up with an experience of 6 months or 1 year. We normally just ask like very basic questions. We don't go in deep and then ask everything about Workday. Just ask them like if customer category is mandatory or not, customer group is mandatory or not, how many values you can select, all those things. The small things. In interview, like it depends on the interview, what they want to ask. But typically we ask very general questions. Let's go ahead. Payment terms. We had selected 1 month. We'll say 5% discount and a 30. If any text code applies, 10 cents. We can select that value from here. I'm based on the country. If it is like US based country, custom. Is Australia based customer, then Australia code, and will not use anything right now except all currencies. Means we done. We do transactions in all currencies with this customer. Any default currency in which he makes the payment or we provide the items to you, that you have to mention here. It's not mandatory though, but it's good to provide. Customer security segment. we'll understand in our security chapter. Not right now. We'll be here. If you want to keep it in code or inactive, you can select the reason from here and give a description. Why you want it to do restricted to companies. And if you see here, this system has given this restricted to companies. Suppose this customer is unique and does transaction with only few companies or with one company. That company you can mention here. Suppose if I put Twitter here, this is the company for which it can be used. If you want to do transaction for GMS USC using this customer, this won't be available. I'll give you demo also. Once you start doing transactions, you can enable it for a hierarchy for a company. The next part is, if we do not restrict it to the company, then it will be pick any company, any company, any company. This is a parent customer. There are some children customer to it. You can do that also. Let's see. If you have an existing customers, you can mark it as your parent customer. Let me give an example here. Google is a customer. Google is our customer to whom we sell the softwares and everything. XYZ reason. For ER reason, everything. But do you know who is the parent of Google? Alpha is the real parent company of Google and other products, or the subsidiaries, or the acquired firm. Google, Sundar Pichai, and all these people. Coming up as CEO, Alf. He is the CEO of Alphabet, not the Google. Google is just a substantive form of this one. Alphabet company. That's how you can add the customers to it, that this is the parent customer and that other. These are the customer. Google, 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 Google in all those things. Now as you can see, the related Workday uses 1, 2, 3 are marked as mandatory or default required. If I just hit submit, it will definitely ask you to give this information. Let's see a live demo. Let me submit here. And here we go. 4 errors and definitely 3 are for this related Workday only. 1, 2, 3 and 9, we have to go scroll down also. We have to provide the values for this Workday, otherwise we will not be able to submit this customer. Let's select any random value for this customer. Direct call center to call center. Official CEO. For this one, And let's add a division also. Payment term we have selected here, 50 cent net 30. Now default payment time. How the customer would pay is bad. If you have a cash check, print plot bit plot direct deposit EFT PAN over wire. I am selecting cash here, but if you say, can we select multiple? You can have only one activity. As you can see, there is only radio button here. Radio button means if I select check here, it will go away. If you have square boxes here, then you can select multiple values. But if you have a radio button here, you can select only one value. Thank you. 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 You for OCR if you do somewhere else, something else, and these are the countries only which is this applicable. Once you select this, you'll see. Once I select this, then when I will be creating the customer invoice, it would be asking for that reference it here of this payment type. Like you have this payment, when you make payments to Payteam, right, you get unique reference it, right, that the person who gets the money, sometimes they click a picture and there's a note it down petrol pump people, right, same thing, nothing fancy or nothing different. If it's a direct deposit, then this mandate required deposit debit the account. If yes, click on this checkbox, otherwise keep it unchecked. Always a separate payment. This is also a cool feature in one day. What it does is, suppose we have 10 invoices. We have received the paper 10 invoices from the customer. What we want is, we want separate payment for each invoice. We'll tell the customer, don't club our payments into a single payment check and EFT or that transfer to our account. Please send 10 different checks to us. We can match it with each corresponding invoice and can do the reconciliation clear with this option. Yes, in that case it must not be getting used frequently, right? People generally pay in one go. Yes, correct. Right now it accepts all currencies. We can do transition with this for this customer with any currency. Default currency is asked. Remit from customer. If you see the help text here, which is customers with a different limit from customer, that itself cannot be selected as a revenue customer. Limit from a different customer. Suppose this is a parent customer but some other customer, you can select this customer or that customer from here. Let's say customer group and app. There's no customer here. Let's see, not leave it. We'll see some other time banking. As we're selected check, we need to give bank account here. My dear friends, I'll just take an Indian banky here because finding the regs code for us bank is very tough and the system matches it, validates it in the background. It takes some time. And if it is not correct, then if you keep asking the right regs code, which I don't want to do, I'll just select an Indian bank here. Let's say Tesla, and if it is checking means in us we call it as a current account, and India like we call it as a current. In us we call it as a checking account country. I'll just like India here. Why we need this bank account? Suppose the customer makes extra payment, then we have to send that amount back to the customer. Before that we need a bank account or just to reconsider from which bank account they have made the payments. You can get the information from here also. Now you can see. I'll just select here account number. This one name on account is Tesla Cars. We don't work in weekend. Any address, bank accounts, you can put it here. That was blank tax information. Any tax date or tax code which applies, you can add it or just leave it blank. Any notes you have for this customer. You can add a note, a follow-up date if you want. Let's say this is a nice customer. We are happy with it providing us good business. Anything, it can be anything. I'm just making it up. And attachment, because when you create the customer likes, you have some documents, some contracts, all those things can attach it here. Contact information, this is very important. Let's add some random numbers here of India only. Phone number, phone device, if it is a mobile or landline or anything, then if it is a primary phone number, like the main phone number of the customer. If it is yes, then what would be useful for billing and you can have it to shipping queries. Then you can add an address. Let's add an address here. Let's say 10 back in to car for testing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Assign role. We are not assigning any roles right now. We'll talk about that in security chapter in detail. It's absolutely fine. It's in collections. DINS is a global number. Turn and suite number. Number is a given unique number based on your credit rating. It's a global agency which gives you a rating. You can say DINS number is, you can Google it, my actually dream company. I've worked in many companies, but my dream company is this. What do you call? This is it's a banking firm. What's the name of that? I'm getting Society Generally. Society General Goldman's. Yes, I had given it to once. They had rejected me. I don't know when they will help me again, but alright. What's special there? Bonus. The bonus people get good. Sector 221, we have a Saxo Bank. That's an investment bank. That is also very good, but I really do not know about the work culture over there. I don't have any positive things about the Saxo, but I know that's a good company. That's what I know. Good, and now we'll hit submit. I think we have filled a lot of information here. One error, and we've got one error. Let's see a settling and download code. I have to see code. I just have to add 10 more 0 here. What happened now? Yes, finally it's done. We got our reference id. We got our customer setup again. We should use the same reference id or the customer id, the reference id also. Copy this, go to 3 dots integration id and id reference id. Change it. What is this? This looks amazing. If you want to navigate the customer hierarchy, you can do this because we had already some children to this customer. It becomes the parent automatically, and there should be some customer also. One of those customers, come on, I had given some children also. Isn't it why it's not showing them? Children, we missed it somehow. Basically refresh, that's why. But you add these customers or children and it will show you. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel.